The Noxubee County Sheriff's Department, along with U.S. Marshals, were out early this morning looking for registered sex offenders. They were trying to find people who had not updated their information.
That's right. Our Quentin Smith rode along with them this morning. He's in the studio now with more on what happened this morning. Quentin.
Andrea, nearly 30 registered sex offenders woke up to an unexpected knock on the door from law enforcement today. The agencies traveled to Shuqualak, Macon, and Brooksville. Sheriff Terry Grassery says it's important for law enforcement to know where sex offenders are living at all times.
We just try to keep Noxubee County safe.
Noxubee County Sheriff's deputies split up into teams, loaded up in their vehicles, and hit the road early Friday morning.
We started approximately 8 o'clock this morning.
They drove across the county, knocking on doors, making sure registered sex offenders are living at their correct address.
We had approximately 20, 30 that we were serving. Approximately about 4 or 5 just probably wasn't in place for some reason or the other. Now we're trying to track them down to see what the issue was.
Noxubee County Sheriff Terry Grassery says the roundup was successful, even if no arrests were made.
We all came back safe. Everybody we went to check with, we checked with them safe, whether they was at home or not. Those that was very polite, and we ended up handling business like business is supposed to be done.
Sex offenders are required to check in with the Department of Safety every 3 months to verify and update their residency. However, many sex offenders move without going back to update their information.
By law, if you give that address, that's the place you got to be staying. And if you're not staying there, then you shall be, the law really shall go to jail. And we're going to have to do a warrant for failure to register.
These address checks are done every so often to make sure the location is correct.
If you get a crime, if you get especially a sexual crime or where a child is missing, you just really want to know where everybody's at, because you have to eliminate everybody by checking.
Grassery has this message for registered sex offenders.
If they are a sex offender, stay where you're supposed to be. And the law tells you, check. If you think you're going to leave, let the Highway Patrol no, check.
Now, Sheriff Grassery says if a sex offender fails to register, they can spend up to 5 years in prison.